Good morning, landlords. So I just wanted to give you a bit of an update on my thoughts on a couple of the issues that you're probably likely to encounter because of this coronavirus and the current lockdown that we find ourselves in. I'm out on my one daily walk at the moment before everybody else gets up. So the first thing that I think's worth discussing is the rent holiday or mortgage holidays that have been discussed by the government, lenders. It seems to be something that everybody's latching onto. I know our agency have had a number of calls this week saying, can I take a rent holiday? Even from some cheeky tenants whose rents are paid by Universal Credit or Housing. So it's definitely something we're going to find more of as people are self-isolating, as construction workers start self-isolating and things along those lines. So mortgage holidays we'll start with first. So you can actually ring your lender and request that you have a holiday from paying the mortgage if you or your tenant find yourself in financial difficulties. What they're going to do there is give you 3 months where you don't pay the mortgage, and as part of that though you will end up paying it, so they'll just add an extra 3 months to the term, so please bear that in mind. It does have to be paid, and the additional interest as part of the holiday will be added on, so it is going to make the lifetime of your mortgage a little bit more expensive, but it might give you a bit of breathing space in the short term. So the rent payment holiday now, as we've been led to understand it, is if you request a mortgage holiday, you can't pass that saving on to your tenant. Now, the only saving that they will make is the mortgage payment. So if your rent is £500 and your mortgage is only £150, the rent payment holiday to that tenant is £150. It's not £500. And again, a bit like what the lenders have said, we probably as landlords won't charge any additional interest, but the amount that we'll give the tenant a holiday from will have to be repaid at some point. So we're saying to tenants, if they're requesting it, well, what will your plans be for June, July, August? Will you be in a position to pay an extra £10 a month, £20 a month, £50 a month? Just so that they're aware that it's not a freebie. It seems a bit strange that the government have mentioned this, but they haven't clarified it, and it's led to a number of calls, particularly in our agency. Now, the other most important thing, and this is the one thing that I think most landlords are going to fall foul in this time, is in regards to essential maintenance and gas safety certificates. Gas safety certificates are still a legal requirement. They've introduced an additional 2 months. So, if your gas certificate's not due until June, you can do that 2 months prior to that. Because if you do find a scarcity of gas men because of self-isolation, people are going to start running out of chances to get their gas certificate done. So it's something that I think we should definitely be looking at getting done sooner rather than later. From our agency's point of view, we've actually done all our gas safety certificates for March and April already. And going into April, we'll be starting them for June. For May. Just so that we're actually ahead of ourselves. So in regards to the maintenance, the most important thing that you need to consider is logging any maintenance in writing, because if there's any issues or there's any liabilities from a tenant, for example, hurting themselves, then you need to be covered to show that you did take reasonable steps to ensure that any essential maintenance, and it's key that you listen to that, it's essential maintenance. It's not fixing, for example, a door handle. You're talking about fixing maybe a banister going downstairs so that someone can't fall off that and hurt themselves. You're talking about health and sanitation, heating and ventilation. It's things that are basic requirements for living in a property. They're the things that you need to consider most. In regards to your tradesmen, particularly your gas lads who are key workers, you need to be asking them to communicate with your tenants in writing. And you need to probably do it the same. A text will suffice, or an email. It's just so you've got an admin trail of what you've tried to do in case anything does go wrong. There is problems with gas. People do end up having explosions and gas leaks and carbon monoxide poisoning. You need to be showing that you've took reasonable steps to prevent that from happening. Now again, in terms of going in houses, we need to take the obvious government advice, washing your hands, trying to keep away more than 2 metres from anybody and following those set guidelines, just so we're not spreading the virus any further than it already needs to be. So key things are: speak to your mortgage lender, look to try to get a holiday if you're in any financial difficulty. If you're not, might be worth a quick call, just so you know that if you do find yourself short of money, you can get yourself in a position where, you know, you can enforce that holiday and use it if you need it. The second thing is, make sure all essential maintenance is still carried out. You will find less and less tradesmen around, but you need to still be looking into doing it. And record it all in writing, please. And like I say, quick text or an email. It is going to cover your backside should you find yourself in any trouble down the line with environmental health, you know, possibly being sued over tenants hurting themselves or whatever it may be. If you've got any other questions, feel free to drop us a message direct or give us a call. The office lines are all still on. And other than that, please stay home, stay safe. Hopefully we'll see you all soon. Bye.